Welcome to Apple Good or Evil. We've already got the opening happening here. Ah, Tim! New ways to express their creativity. Oh, we've got the mandatory hand movements. Ah, music in the Mac. Good. Music plays such an important part in our lives. Lift us up. Music can lift us up, bring us together. So I'm doing this play-by-play live. I didn't do the play-by-play live for the iOS and iPad stuff because I really don't give a shit about them. Okay, so I'm waiting for the Mac. So I'm going to try to take you through the music part here. If this is boring at all, I'm going to cut out, but I'm going to be watching it on your behalf. They've got a guy with a yellow beanie, which means he's a musician. He's just got a little bit of a beard here. New playlists. Dinner party playlist. I actually did ask for that, and I didn't like what they chose. I did ask for the Christmas playlist one time, well, during Christmas, and that was fun. That worked out quite well. They didn't play the usual nonsense. Playlist for hiking. Okay, so one person's hiking is not the same as another person's hiking. What I want to know is, are they using the iPhone 13 in cinema mode to record this? So the background is out of focus. Okay, a voice plan. Voice and the power of Siri to access every song, every playlist. I thought you could do that already. I was listening to Bad Company this morning. And it was great. I hadn't listened to Bad Company, well, ever, really. I've always heard their hit songs. But, you know, one of the nice things about streaming music is you can introduce yourself to the complete library of an artist that you really hadn't dived into. Bad Company's not so bad. Paul Rogers is one frickin' singer. Okay, back to Tim. Sorry. I do give Apple credit for fixing a lot of the limitations of the first iPod Home. iPod Home? Now in yellow, orange, and blue. And what would be really good is that if you had replaceable outside fabric that you could replace on your own, that you didn't have to just order the iPod a specific color, but you have the option of changing it yourself. See, that would even be better. Tim is standing in a field of raggedy grass. I hear that they're trying to duplicate the Amazon rainforest in the middle of the Apple headquarters, just so they could replace all that rainforest that's being chopped down to make Apple products. Oh, Mac! Okay, finally. Easy to use yet capable tool. Where's my Mac? There's my M1. I love this. Apple Silicon, yep. A year into a 2-year transition. Right, M1. It's a breakthrough. Tim, yes. Stop it. Just tell us what the next Mac is going to be. Here we go. John Turnus, SVP, Hardware Engineering. Yes. Amazing apps that enrich people's lives. We know that. So, okay, they don't have to sell us on this. We're here to learn about the new Mac Pro. Music. Oh, they're rocking. Okay, I'm done. M1 Pro, not the M1X. I wanted M1X because it would have looked like Mix, right? M1X Mix, that would have been cool. Oh, vi er in the laboratory with Johnny Sorugi under relentless focus with a shock the PC world. So let's see, the M1 Pro, they're doing the Steve Jobs trick, which is to show how things are and what's wrong with them. That is a totally Steve Jobs technique for how to set up a presentation. So he's reviewing just what the M1 did by bringing in the GPU and the CPU together. 200 gigabytes of memory bandwidth, 3 times the M1. Oh, wow. Okay, 32 up to 32 gigabytes of memory, still 5 nanometer, 33.7 billion transistors. So twice of the M1. So there's the M1 Pro is 10 core as opposed to 6 and 2, 16 core GPUs. I can't remember what the M1 has. But they say it's 2 times faster than my M1. Adding a media engine to play ProRes. Wow. Well, that's interesting. A dedicated ProRes engine. That's kind of like the added compressor-decompressor that the Mac Pro has. Wow, built in. That'll be interesting. Up to 10 core CPU. But they wanted to push the performance even further. 2 new chips for the Mac. Okay. Now we got exploding stuff. We got the M1 Max, M1 Pro, and M1 Max. Not Turbo? They should have used Turbo. So this is 400 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. Wow. I'm actually surprised that they're giving 2 Pro options. They're going for 2 Pro options. They must have had some really good testing in the labs to be this confident to be able to really hit it this hard. Pro can't be powerful enough because you got to go beyond Pro. You have to go to the Max. Oh, now we have graphs. Meaningless Max. Okay, we have meaningless graphs. Little lines flying on the screen. Wow, it's higher. See, I can see that the bar is higher, so it's got to be better. Oh, 8-core PC laptop, it's lower. It's better performance at higher power level. Oh, there's power consumption along the bottom. Okay, so at least this chart has got numbers in it compared to the M1 launch, where I can't remember there were any numbers on the axes. 70%. Better performance or something. Same performance, 70% less power. One of the advantages of the Apple Silicon architecture is that it works the same on battery or plugged in, which is one of the big problems on the PC side, is that the performance often will plummet when you're not plugged in on PCs. That is one of the biggest and best tricks of the M1 Max. I still don't get why they have a Max over top of Pro. That's just silly. And then what goes beyond Max? Pro Max Turbo? Okay. Listen, apart from the silly naming convention, if they make this work, they'll hit it out of the park. Now, price. Now I don't care about any of this stuff. Price. Where's the price? What's the price? Everything's incredibly fast. Oh, it's Craig, by the way. I can't keep up with this stuff. Oh, 3 times faster. There was an X. I just saw an X there. 20 times. See another X. Nothing but X's. Oh, now we're going to listen to some people who make software. Now we have the Adobe rep talking about how good Adobe is on the Mac. I'm actually somewhat surprised at how well Adobe has adopted Apple Silicon. Adobe has been kind of shitty about supporting Apple of late, but maybe they were waiting for Apple Silicon. Life-changing. Wow, so a computer can be life-changing. That might be a bit of hyperbole. The poor Pro. Wow. Who wants to buy the Pro M1 Max? I'm sorry, I can't get this out of my head. It's the dumbest naming convention. So now I have the MacBook Pro, and you can have the M1 Pro chip, but why not the Mac Pro Max then to match up with the chip? Oh, they're showing the computer, and I saw ports. Oh, MagSafe! Holy frickin' person who died on the cross. It looks a little bit thicker. Hell froze over. Rumors are correct. Physical keys are back. Touch bar, gone. But it's full-size keyboards, keys across the top. Okay. It's kind of like the 17-inch. So finally, pros have got a large laptop again. Adding ports. HDMI. Thunderbolt 4. SD card slot. Headphones, good. Thunderbolt 4. MagSafe 3. It's wide. Still charge via the Thunderbolt. Okay, well that's pretty cool. So you can have 3 Pro displays with the Max plus a 4K TV. I'm pretty sure that they might not even be bringing out any kind of expandable Mac at all. Like, why should they? If the portable is giving you everything that a Pro computer gives you, although people do like rack mounting stuff, so I'm sure it will come at some point. Overall, the entire Apple Silicon revolution, what I'm really happy about is Apple recommitting to the Mac. I did a video a long time ago where I told App to just let someone else develop the Mac because they were certainly not interested in it. Apple says it's uncompromising in its performance. 1,000 nits of sustained. Nits always sounds like a funny word to me. Boy, nice nits. Am I allowed to say that? New camera and audio system. And now we got Trevor. 1080p FaceTime camera. I know a lot of people complained about Apple having crappier FaceTime camera compared to other PCs, for instance. Some PCs, certainly. What was their motivation to improve the camera that was on the portable? Maybe all that zooming out there, people need to look better. 6-speaker sound system. I know that this thing just rocks with audio. It's staggering how good the audio is. So if they've made it better than this, then yeah, good for Apple. It really bugs me when people are walking around and then using your hands in an artificial way. Studio quality mics. Okay, I'm sure it pushes the limits. Let's see some charts and graphs without really making much of a prediction that these portables are going to be faster than my Hackintosh. Like way faster. The M1 is kind of on an equal footing. There's a little bit of a battle back and forth, but the fact that I can put so much storage inside. One of the things I don't enjoy with the portable is that dongle. I've got the giant OWC dongle, which works great, but having to dock it all the time to do backups and all that stuff, whereas with a desktop computer I've got it all plugged in and most of it is internal. But, you know, if the performance is faster than this box, then maybe that's the end of my Hackintoshing. I hope the value proposition is the same as the M1. But I know the M1 had to be successful. And 2 ways to make it successful was, number 1, make sure it was compatible, so we weren't anxious about it, but also make it cheaper than we had anticipated. So is Apple going to make these cheaper than anticipated also? Of course, 100% recycled aluminum made from crushed beer cans. And to make it even more environmentally friendly, they're not including a charger. I'm just kidding. She hasn't said that. Well, hasn't said that yet. Ooh, it's the Borg. Wow. $19.99 for the 14-inch for the starter. But what's the starting configuration? $24.99 for the 16-inch. Okay, those are killer prices. Although, we don't know what the upgrade pricing is. Apple has traditionally been a little bit, nasty about the update opportunities pricing wise. What a huge day for the Mac. Powerful, ever built, extraordinary performance and capability that we can deliver advanced Apple Silicon with the power of Mac OS. I'm going to dive into this grass when I'm done. Watch me. I'm going to be swimming in this grass because it will hold me up, because this grass is fantastic. drive our teams to push forward. I don't know why they have to write this stuff, because you know what? We all know what it is. Who are they selling on this? Me? Like, I just want to know what's the performance, what are the ports, what's the pricing, what are the upgrade pricing. That's it, done. Good job, though. Pretty good, Tim. That was a nice short video. That was under an hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Production, health, and safety. Daily health screening and temperature checks. Periodic testing was provided for prisoners and cast and crew. Proper social distancing was practiced and activity monitored. Face coverings were provided and worn by everyone except on-camera presenters and cast. Only the presenters, cast, and crew were in the areas where the production took place. With multiple presenters or cast members were featured, additional protocols were enacted as needed. Production locations were thoroughly and regularly sanitized. So, denizens, what did you think? Was Apple good? Evil.